Hiya Stingers, I'm Jack and welcome back here to JJ's Little Stings. So today I am going to rehouse one of my Phlogius Pq113 girls. Unfortunately, the male had passed before I had a chance to mate her up, and she was just a quick setup at the time, and I'm not really happy with how it is. So I'm going to pull her out, pull it apart. I'm also going to give her a false bottom setup. So I'm going to show you guys back at home how to set up one of those. They're great for scorpions, especially flinders and desert scorpions, just to help with the moisture levels for them, and it does make a difference. And I'll do one for one of my, maybe for flinders or desert scorpion in the future for you guys. So in my roaches videos, my angles were a little bit all over the place. My double chin was showing. And I just couldn't get this camera in any kind of position, so I kind of cracked it after that, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make a new stand. And I did. I made a bird eyes view stand, I guess you can call it. You're not gonna really see it where you are, so I'll move you over there and then you can see what I made. So I made this. I'm not too sure what to do with the wires yet, but bear with me. There we go. Yeah. Ta-da! So, I won't bother plugging the lights in. I'm half tempted, honestly, to take them down because they're just not bright enough and they don't do what I want. So I'm gonna have to make up my mind about those lights. It's alright when I'm just working at the table, you know, and I just want a little bit of light, not all this lights. But before I can put this camera up, I'm just going to put these bolts in just to stop it from tipping. Now, if I remember correctly, she was a pretty plastic girl. She did arrive, and I actually did an unboxing video with her and a couple of others, and I'll put that link down below if you wish to check out that video. But let's get into it. That sounded weird. Let's get into it and see what happens, eh? Let's press record on this one before I forget. So I'm just gonna remove her bush for now. There she is. Hello, sweetie. Let me just brush that away, get those out of the way. She's just there, if you can see her leg. So let's see if we can entice her to come out. No, might have to change ends because it won't push through with the brush. Come on. No. Okay, I'm going to flip this over instead. And hopefully she'll behave. Hello, sweetheart. How you doing? You're upside down. No, you're going to come out now? What are you doing? Huh? What are you going to do? Make up your mind. I'm just going to use a second brush in case. See if I can get her to come out that hole. Come on. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Out you come. Good girl. Out you come. Raw, long legs, yeah. There you go. Good girl. No, don't go running back under it. You duffer. Alright, let's grab that. Let me grab that. Good girl. That's it. Now, most of my Phlogius girls would have webbed up quite a fair bit by now if they were comfortable. She hasn't really moved outside of that hide, so I'm going to completely remove her hide and give her some spider wood instead and try and encourage her to web up her enclosure. I have had issues with keeping the moisture levels right in this enclosure, so hopefully doing the false bottom will make a big difference. Where did the cash go? There it is. Alright. Oh, sorry honey. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you. There we go. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, you're a big girl, aren't you? Come on, sweetheart. Into the cup. Careful. There we are. Perfect. Sometimes I wonder if they do that on purpose. Oh, I'm just getting good. Shh. Don't tell them that. We'll get a nice close look at her after I put her back in. But she is being nice and placid for now, but she's pretty quick. Yeah. Okay, we'll put you down, honey. Now her soil is pretty good. I'm just going to remove the top layer, but I'll just tip it out, give it a mix, maybe and put some fresh stuff in with it as well. Put it in this for now. Not gonna happen. This is why I always have dirty fingernails for my videos. Okay, so you're going to want some small PVC piping. Now you don't want it too small that it's going to be a pain to get the water in, and you don't want it too big that your spider can climb into it, because we don't want that happening. Now you want to cut the length of the piping to almost the same height as the enclosure. You don't actually want this touching the bottom, otherwise the water is not going to seep out as easily. So you're going to want a little bit of a gap there, and you want a gap from the top so you can actually get your water into it. Okay, so I'll just grab a texter. Alright, so I'll just measure the enclosure first, just to get an accurate measurement of what I want, or how high I want it to sit. I'm going to go 250. I'm going to leave about 50 mils from the top, just to make it easier for me because of the edging of the enclosure. Okay, so what did I say? 250. 250, alright. Okay, for the next step, I'm going to grab some aquarium safe pebbles, and I'm just going to put my first layer down before I go and put the PVC piping down. I honestly prefer to use the smaller pebbles, because I get a bit nervous that the larger ones might crack the glass under too much pressure. But we'll see what happens. You know, I do have quite a few boxes down there. I got a bit happy and bought a few bags of aquarium safe pebbles. Now, just flatten that out. I might actually only need 2 bags, because you want at least say 30 millimeters of thickness for the false bottom. Rocks all over my hand. Okay, the next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to grab the PVC piping and just place it in the corner or in the area that you're wanting it. Actually, this one has a wider end, so I'm going to put that down the bottom instead. There we go. I'll grab my spray bottle to make sure I can actually use it first. No, that's a good height. Alright, so I'm going to put 2 bags in. I've changed my mind how I'm going to do it. So we'll just get the second one in. There we go. Okay, get it nice and flat. You don't really need to compact it, because when you're putting in the substrate and compacting that will do it for you. Okay, so alright, so I'm gonna need to make some space. Don't need that. I'm gonna need that. Don't need that. We'll need that. Don't need that. And yeah, I'll put that over here. Alright, so you want to make sure you grab aluminium fly wire and not fiberglass fly wire, mainly because adult tarantulas or even sub-adult tarantulas are strong enough to tear through fiberglass fly wire, and we don't really want that happening, otherwise it's just going to mess up with the system a little bit. So the next step is, with the fly wires, you want to cut out a square or rectangle depending on your enclosure to basically cover the top of the pebbles, so the substrate will sit on top of the fly wire. This will just help the substrate not fall amongst the pebbles and just making it a whole big mess. So let's do that and figure out how much we are needing. I'm just going to want to cut an edge out. There we go. And you just place that down. There we go. After the fly wire's down, then grab your PVC piping and place it in that hole that you just made in the fly wire. So for me, it's just in this corner here. There we go. I've just pushed it in a little bit so it's underneath the fly wire. Now you won't need anything to hold that PVC piping back, mainly because the substrate will do it for you. So yeah, alright, let's just grab that and let's start putting it in. So firstly, you do want to pack the bottom down just so it doesn't, you know, go seeping through the fly wire too much. So as you can see, there's a nice even layer between the pebbles and the substrate above, and that the fly wire itself has stopped the substrate pushing into the pebbles down below. Alright. As you can see, we've got the pipe and that runs all the way down here. Alright, there you go. You can see it just there. Now that will run into the rocks and you'll basically fill the water up in here now and again just to make sure there's always something there. And now and again you still want to spray the top area, but this will help with the humidity and moisture level all the way throughout the enclosure, hopefully. And we'll see how she goes in the future with that. Alright, let's finish off her enclosure and get her back inside. I do apologize if you hear any wind in the background, as it's a little windy here tonight. Oh, this morning. It's early in the morning. I can't help myself, guys. It's about 3 in the morning, and that's when I always decide to film my videos. Okay, so next thing is I want to grab some sphagnum moss and just sprinkle, you don't want heaps, just sprinkle a little bit around the surface, because it will just help keep some of the moisture levels around the surface as well. There we go. We'll just give it a quick spray without shaking the table too much. There we go. Just to keep the top layer down. So like I said earlier, I'm going to give her some spider wood, but I do like to put green in their terrariums with them just to make it a little brighter, so she'll get a plant as well. So we'll put that in the back corner here. I've just got to put it down a little bit, otherwise it's going to block the lid. There, okay. Cover that back up. The plants are also great for Phlogius species, as they'll web up around them as well. So let's get the spider wood and put that in. Now, how was I going to do that? Yeah, this way. There we go. So there you go, that's her enclosure. So hopefully she'll whip this up quite nicely. Alright, let's see if this works, eh? There we go. I'll slowly fill up. See how the water level's rising up through the dirt? That's what we want. Go. Just give it a quick spray. There we go. Now, just a heads up, make sure if you're going to do this kind of setup that you do have a strong shelf, because this is going to weigh a little bit. Now, I did put about 4 kilos of pebbles in there, probably only like maybe about another 1.5 kilos of substrate, if that. So all up, I'm going to say this is at least a 6 to 7 kilo enclosure, especially with those pebbles and the water and everything added to it. So she's going to end up being on a bottom shelf. Okay, so I've got her here, and let's put her in, and hopefully she doesn't go hiding straight away and get nice and close to her. But fingers crossed that she doesn't bolt. This beautiful girl's all housed now in her new terrarium with the false bottom setup, and I hope that was somewhat useful for everybody back at home. And if you want to try doing the false bottom setup, please do so, and feel free to leave a comment down below to let me know how you went with it. Also, stingers, feel free to follow my Instagram as well, which is just down here, because in about a week or two I'll either upload a picture or a video on her progress of creating her new home around the spiderwood. But in the end, please, if you did enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe by hitting that button down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Look, I'm stretched. Are able to... Okay. I'm so tired, I can't get it right.